At 82, I've learned a lot about life, but there's one decision I deeply regret: moving into a nursing home. At the time, it seemed like the right choice. My family encouraged it, promising I'd have all the care and comfort I needed. I believed them. But once I got there, I realized the reality was nothing like what I had imagined. I know many of you might be considering this option, whether for yourself or a loved one. Maybe you feel like it's the safest decision, or maybe you've been told it will make life easier. But before you take that step, I want to share 6 things I wish someone had told me before I moved in. Because the truth is, life in a nursing home isn't just about convenience, it changes everything. And once you go in, getting out isn't as simple as you think. Stay with me until the end, because some of these lessons might surprise you. And if you know someone considering a nursing home, this video might be exactly what they need to hear before making a life-changing decision. Let's start with the first regret: losing my independence. The biggest shock after moving in wasn't the small room, the set meal times, or the unfamiliar faces. It was the realization that I had lost control over my own life. Before, I had routines. I decided when to wake up, when to eat, how to spend my day. I could take a walk whenever I wanted, cook my own meals, or sit quietly in my favorite chair with a book. Inside the nursing home, I quickly realized my time was no longer mine. Everything ran on a schedule that wasn't mine: breakfast at a set time, even if I wasn't hungry. Lights out at a specific hour, whether I was tired or not. Want to go outside? You might need permission and someone to help you. Even decisions like what to eat or wear felt like privileges. I remember waking up that first week, reaching for my book, and feeling like a guest in someone else's life. My books, my chair, the comforts I'd collected for years gone. In their place, sterile walls and a bed I didn't choose. Once you give up your independence, getting it back is nearly impossible. You adapt because you have to, but in the process, you lose yourself. If you're considering this move, ask yourself if you're ready to let go of the small freedoms that make life yours. Regret number 2: feeling forgotten. One of the hardest truths about nursing homes is realizing that the world outside moves on without you. When I first arrived, my family reassured me they'd visit often, and they did. At first, my daughter came weekly, my grandkids on weekends. But over time, the visits faded. Calls replaced visits. Holidays came with broken promises. I found myself sitting in the common room, watching others wait for visitors that never came. It's not that they stopped loving me, life just got in the way. When you're not around, people assume you're fine. But the longer you're in a nursing home, the easier it is for people to forget how much you still need them. I remember one night holding my phone, debating whether to call my son. I didn't want to seem needy. I put the phone down. That's when it hit me: this was my life now, waiting to be remembered. If you're thinking about a nursing home, ask yourself, are you prepared for the loneliness? Regret 3: losing my sense of purpose. I thought I was just changing where I lived. Didn't realize I was also changing why I lived. At home, I had things to do, routines. Even small tasks like watering plants or making coffee gave me purpose. But in the nursing home, everything was done for me. At first, I thought it was a luxury. No more chores. But eventually, the days began to stretch long and empty. I saw it in others, too. Like George, 84, a retired carpenter. At home, he was always building something. But here, no tools, no projects, just silence. One day, he told me, "I feel useless." I knew exactly how he felt. When there's nothing to care for, nothing to work toward, the mind and body begin to slow. You stop feeling like a person and start feeling like a patient. So before you decide, ask yourself what gives your life meaning. Because in a nursing home, purpose isn't handed to you. You have to fight for it. Regret 4. Declining health faster than expected. Before I moved in, I was doing okay for my age. I cooked, walked, kept myself moving. But once I was in, life got too easy. Meals were brought to me, no need to stand or move around. I stopped being active, and the decline was faster than I ever imagined. Getting up from a chair became hard. My muscles weakened. I saw it in others, 2 people who walked in, now in wheelchairs. I remember Alice, 81. She was lively, took daily walks. Then slowly, she used a walker, then a wheelchair. One day she said, "I feel like I aged 10 years in just a few months." And she wasn't wrong. When you stop using your body, you lose it. Nursing homes make life effortless, but that ease can cost you your strength. So ask yourself, will you keep moving when there's no need to? Because once you slow down, getting back up isn't easy. Regret 5. Losing privacy and dignity. I didn't realize how much privacy I'd lose. At home, I had space. A door I could close. In a nursing home, privacy becomes a luxury. Staff come in and out. Shared spaces mean you're rarely alone. Even getting dressed or using the bathroom often requires assistance. I know staff mean well, but it's hard to ask for help with things you've done on your own your whole life. Want to shower? You might need to wait. Need the restroom. Press the call button and hope someone comes soon. Even your meals aren't your choice, and not everyone gets a private room. Some have roommates they didn't choose. I was lucky, but others weren't. Some had noisy or messy roommates. Dignity disappears slowly with every knock that doesn't wait for an answer, with every decision made for you. If you value your privacy, ask yourself, are you ready to give that up? Regret 6. Realizing it's harder to leave than you think. When I moved in, I told myself it was temporary. But getting out isn't easy. My home sat empty, and maintaining it from a distance became hard. My kids made changes, sold things, even talked about renting the house. When I brought up moving back, they hesitated. Are you sure? Wouldn't it be safer here? Even I wasn't sure anymore. After months of being helped with everything, I wasn't confident I could manage on my own. I saw others feel the same way. They thought they'd try the home for a while, but the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave. Physical decline, financial strain, and emotional dependency all make it difficult. Some even lost the option once their home was sold or savings drained. There was no going back. Nobody tells you that. Moving in feels reversible, but for most, it's not. The outside world becomes a memory. So, before you commit, ask yourself, are you ready to stay, possibly forever? Looking back, I don't regret growing older. But I do regret thinking a nursing home was my only choice. I walked in expecting comfort and safety. What I found was a life that slowly stripped away my independence, my privacy, my purpose, and even my sense of self. That doesn't mean nursing homes are all bad. Some people need that level of care. But before you make that decision, think about what you're giving up. If I could do it again, I'd fight harder to stay home. I'd look for help without giving up my freedom. I'd ask myself, do I really need to be there, or does it just seem easier? Because the life you have right now, your routines, your choices is worth protecting for as long as possible. Thank you for being here. If this helped you, leave a comment and share what you learned. Your voice matters. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.